Can you see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Yesterday, we have already started with IC regulators. Okay. So, voltage regulators, which are available in the form of integrated circuit, are called as IC voltage regulators. Okay. So, along with voltage regulation, such type of regulators also provide some other functionalities like thermal compensation, short circuit protection, and surge protection. So all these circuits are built into a very small chip. This is a very small chip. Okay. So there are various types of IC regulators in which fixed positive voltage regulators are there, fixed negative voltage regulators are there. There are also adjustable voltage regulators. Adjustable means these are the voltage regulators whose output voltage can be varied from some minimum value to some maximum value. Those are called as adjustable voltage regulators. We also have dual tracking voltage regulators. Sometimes we require a dual or bipolar power supply. So in that case, you can use these dual tracking voltage regulators. Okay. So let us start with the fixed positive voltage regulator. So fixed positive voltage regulator, as you can observe in the diagram, is a 3-pin IC. This integrated circuit is a 3-pin. Okay. So one pin is for input, another pin is for ground, and third pin is for output. So only these three pins are there. Okay. So such type of voltage regulators, they can regulate the voltage. That means they are going to provide a constant fixed voltage of a specific value, which are positive at their output. Okay. So generally these are known as 78XX series. 78XX series. So if you can observe 78XX means this XX, these two digits, they are variable and they give information about the value of the output voltage of the regulator. For example, suppose if you have a voltage regulator like 7805. So this 7805, it indicates 05 here. That means it is capable of providing output voltage of value plus 5 volt. Okay. So if 7810 IC number is there, this indicates that the voltage regulator can provide the output voltage of plus 10 volt value. Okay. So like this, you may have 6 volt, 12 volt, 15 volt, even up to 24 volt, you can have output voltages. Okay. So the diagram which you can observe on the screen is a diagram for IC 7810. That means it can provide the output voltage of value plus 10 volt. It has the 3 pins, input pin to which you can apply input voltage, and mostly your input voltage is unregulated voltage, uh, which we get from filter. Okay. So this is unregulated voltage. It is applied to the input pin. And what you are getting at the output is voltage of value plus 10 volt. And this voltage remains constant in spite of changes in the input voltage or in spite of changes in the load current. Okay. So this is a 7810 voltage regulator. Okay. So here you can observe in the circuit, there are no any external components to be connected, but you need only two components to be connected externally. Both are capacitors C1 and C2. C1 is connected at the input end and C2 is connected at the output end. So generally C1 is used to prevent unwanted oscillations in the output of this filter. Okay, so these unwanted oscillations, they are absorbed by this capacitor filter C1. Similarly, the capacitor C2 acts as a line filter, and generally this is used to improve the transient response. Transient response means as soon as you switch on the power supply, it can produce very high voltage at the output, and this high voltage must be absorbed, and this voltage is absorbed by this capacitor C2. Okay, so while switching from off condition to on condition to off condition, such surges or high voltages or spikes, they may present at the input, and as a result they may present at the output. So these voltages must be cancelled, and this can be cancelled with the help of the line filter capacitor C2. So you have only two, that is minimum number of external components to be connected, and simply you have to connect a simple 3-pin voltage regulator IC. Okay, so small size, uh, low cost, all these are advantages of such type of IC regulators. And also the regulation factor provided by such type of regulators is also very good. It provides good regulation with very small number of components and very small size. Okay, so these are what are fixed positive regulators. Okay, now let us move to the next point, that is fixed negative voltage regulators. Just like series 7 8XX, we have a series called as 79XX series. So this 7-9 indicates that this is a negative voltage regulator. It produces negative output voltage. Some applications, they require negative voltage for their operation, and therefore we need a source of negative supply, and it can be provided by the negative power supply, and for that you require a negative voltage regulator. So IC79XX series is a fixed negative voltage regulator series. Just like 78XX, the XX number indicates the amount of voltage it can provide. For example, if suppose if you have IC7905 with you, then it is going to produce minus 5 volt output voltage. Similarly, 7910 will provide minus 6 volt output voltage, minus 10 volt, sorry, minus 10 volt output voltage. Similarly, for minus 6 voltage, minus 12 voltage, minus 15 voltage, minus 24 voltage, various ICs are available, namely like 7906, 7912, 7915, 7924, etc. Okay. Now on screen, you can observe the circuit diagram of IC 7910. So this is IC 7910, means it can provide a fixed voltage, fixed negative voltage of value 10 volt. Okay. So output of this VO is equal to minus 10 volt. Similar to IC78XX series, you have to connect two external capacitors here, C1, which is going to prevent unwanted oscillations, and C2, which is acting as the line filter, and it improves the transient response of the voltage regulator. So only these few components are present in the circuit of IC79XX series. So here you have to apply input voltage, which is unregulated voltage, and at the output you are getting minus 10 voltage, which is a regulated voltage. So similar to 78XX series, it also has 3 pins, input pin, ground pin, and output pin. So between input and ground pin, we are going to apply unregulated input voltage, and between output and ground pin we are going to obtain regulated negative output voltage. Okay, so this is the way in which we can use a fixed negative voltage regulator. Okay, so now let us move to our next point, because IC regulators are very easy to understand. Now on the screen what you can observe, can anybody tell me? Can you read it out loudly? Yes, can you read it out? Yes, tell me, students. Tell me what you can observe on the screen. What you can observe on the screen. Read the title loudly. What is this?
Switch mode power supply SMPS.
SMPS. Okay, this is a short form. And long form of SMPS is switched mode power supply. Okay, so this is a kind of voltage regulator only. This is a type of voltage regulator only. But the basic principle behind the switch mode power supply is different from that of your integrated circuit regulator or Zener regulator. So Zener regulator or integrated circuit regulators are called as linear voltage regulators, and those linear voltage regulators they are not efficient because continuously the components are on, and therefore efficiency of those circuits is not much good, and therefore the another type of voltage regulator is used, which is called as switched mode regulator, and the power supply which is built using such type of regulator is called as switched mode power supply. Okay, so in this case, generally the component which is used for regulation is used as a switch. It is used in a switching mode, and as you know, in the switching mode, the transistor can operate either as on device or off device. Either it operates in saturation whenever it is in on condition, or it operates in cutoff, that means it is in off condition. Okay. Now, if you observe the block diagram of switch mode power supply, you can observe 4 various blocks. Can you tell me which are these 4 blocks? Yes, read it out. Yes. Yes, somebody read out what are the names of the blocks in the diagram. मुलांनो बोला, पटपट पटपट बोलायला शिका ना, का बोलत नाही? कोण कोण आहे? अथर्व, मयूर, साई, साक्षी, शिवानी, तेजस. बोला पटकन. What are the various blocks of the switch mode power supply? What is this?
Input rectified and filter.
Input rectified and filter means this block is nothing but it is rectifier and filter. Rectifier and filter. So already we have studied rectifier circuits and filter circuits. Okay. So first block is rectifier and filter. Okay. What is second block?
Frequency converter.
High frequency converter. Then
Output rectified and filtered.
So output again rectified and filtered. Rectified and filter. Okay. So again here rectified and filtered. Okay. Now what is fourth block?
Control circuit.
It is a control circuitry. It is a control circuitry. Okay. And as I told you, SMPS circuit, it works by switching semiconducting device. And mostly that semiconducting device is a transistor. So transistor is operated as a switch, and that electronic switch is continuously turned on and off to keep the output voltage constant in spite of fluctuations in AC mains, in spite of change in the load current. Okay. Now here you can observe we are applying the input voltage which is available from MACB here. Okay, so all of you know what you know. MACB provides 230 volt AC with frequency 50 Hertz. The frequency of the waveform provided by MACB supply is of 50 Hertz. So such a voltage is applied to the rectifier and filter. And this rectifier and filter, what they do, they convert the AC voltage provided by MACB into a DC voltage, smooth DC voltage. Okay, because we are using both rectifier as well as filter. Now, what is done? The output of the rectifier is applied to a high frequency converter. Okay, so high frequency converter, what it does, it takes the low frequency 50 Hertz and converts it into a high frequency, which is or which may vary from 15 to 50 kilohertz. Okay, so such a high frequency is generated, and there is a control circuit which operates this frequency converter, which is having the transistor as a switch. The transistor as a switch is used here. Okay, now when the input voltage of the switch is greater than the desired output level, the input voltage of a switch is greater than the desired output level, the switch is turned off. The switch is turned off to bring the output voltage to the desired value. So here it is reduced to the desired value because the input voltage is greater as compared to the desired value. Okay. So when input voltage is greater, the transistor will operate as a off switch. And when input voltage is smaller, when input voltage is smaller, the transistor will operate as a on switch. It will go into saturation and it will act as a on switch. And when it is acting as a on switch, the voltage is applied at the output. And in this case, the output voltage is again kept at a desired value. And now this is greater as compared to the input voltage. Okay. So here what is known as a duty cycle of the transistor is varied. Okay. So here you can observe a square wave. This total time period of a square wave is indicated by T. So this T consists of two half periods. One half period is called as T on and another half period is called as T off. T off. So T off is the duration for which the transistor is off. And T on is a duration for which transistor is on. Here you can observe the input voltage is available at the output during this interval, and during this interval it is turned off. So this is continuously turned on and off at a rate varying from 15 kilohertz to 50 kilohertz. And such a high frequency is going to produce a continuous output voltage, even though the transistor is turned on and turned off. And the output voltage, it is proportional to duty cycle. And what is duty cycle? Duty cycle is nothing but on period of the transistor divided by time period of the transistor, which is on period plus off period. On period plus off period. Okay. So this time period is constant because frequency is constant, and therefore what you can say, output voltage VO is proportional to the on period of the transistor. Okay. So as you go on varying the on period of the transistor, the output voltage will vary, and this on period is varied in such a way that output voltage remains constant. So this is what is called as the switch mode power supply. So here the feedback is applied to the input, and with help of this feedback, the circuit will come to know whether the applied voltage is greater or applied voltage is less as compared to the desired voltage. And depending on this control circuit is going to produce a signal for the transistor. So when input voltage is greater, it is going to turn on the transistor. When input voltage is smaller, it is going to turn off the transistor. Okay. So continuous turning on and turning off of the transistor will improve the efficiency, of the circuit, because transistor will not remain continuously on, and therefore it is not dissipating any energy in the form of heat, and therefore this type of switch mode, this type of power supply, or this type of regulator is advantageous as compared to linear voltage regulator. In case of linear voltage regulator, there is a loss of power in the form of heat, as transistor which is a regulating device and it is continuously on. But in case of switch mode power supply, the transistor is operated in switch mode, that is either in on mode or in off mode, and therefore it is not continuously on, therefore it is not dissipating the power as a heat. Okay. So this is what is advantage of the switch mode power supply. If you want, you can take a screenshot of this so that we can move ahead. Shall I clear the screen? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, have you heard of this gadget? UPS? Are you using it? Can you tell me whether you have used UPS or you are using UPS? Have you heard of it somewhere? Tell me. Be quick. Students, ऐकलंय का? ऐकलंय तर हो सांगा, नाही ऐकलं तर
हो.
नाही सांगा.
हो.
हो, कुठे वापरलाय मुलांनो? कुठे वापरताय रॅदर?
कम्प्युटर.
कम्प्युटर मध्ये. एक्झॅक्टली, बरोबर आहे. कशासाठी वापरायचा असतो UPS? बोला. कशासाठी वापरायचा असतो UPS? सांगा मला. काय उपयोग आहे त्याचा? केव्हा उपयोग होतो? बोला पटपट. माहित नसेल तर माहित नाही सांगा.
लाईट गेल्यावर.
लाईट गेल्यावर सगळं तर माहिती आहे तुम्हाला. लाईट गेल्यावर, बरोबर आहे. लाईट गेल्यावर
बॅटरी
कशासाठी?
बॅकअप.
बॅकअप साठी. समजा बॅकअप नसेल तर काय होईल? युपीएस नसेल तर काय प्रॉब्लेम येतो माहितीये का तुम्हाला? युपीएस नसेल तर काय प्रॉब्लेम येतो? बघा, तुम्ही काम करत असता ते सेव्ह केलं जात नाही, बरोबर आहे. पटकन लाईट गेली की जे काही काम केलेलं असतं तो डेटा लूज होतो, आणि काही वेळेस असं सारखी सारखी लाईट जायला लागली की तुमचा काही डेटा असतो तो करप्ट पण होतो, आणि काही वेळेस सिस्टीमला प्रॉब्लेम पण येतो, असं होतं. तर हे अवॉइड करण्यासाठी आपण काय वापरत असतो? युपीएस वापरत असतो. ओके, सो व्हॉट इज द लॉंग फॉर्म ऑफ युपीएस? You can observe on the screen and read it out. What is the long form of UPS? Yes, read it out loudly.
Uninterruptible power supply.
Uninterruptible power supply. Interrupt म्हणजे काय? इंटरप्टचा अर्थ काय? काय इंटरप्टचा अर्थ? काय आहे? काय लिहिलं मी? काय लिहिलं? वाचा. इंटरप्टचा अर्थ काय? काय लिहिलं इथे बोर्ड वरती? हे काय? व्यत्यय. ओके, हा. सो अनइंटरप्टेबल म्हणजे व्यत्यय न आणणारा पॉवर सप्लाय. ओके, म्हणून त्याचं नाव काय आहे? अनइंटरप्टेबल पॉवर सप्लाय. अँड व्हॉट इट इज? इट इज इलेक्ट्रिकल इक्विपमेंट which can be used as immediate power source connected to the load when there is any failure in the AC mains input power. That means even if AC mains of MACB fails due to some reason, your electrical equipment or your gadget, it can be continuously on for certain amount of time, and that time is called as a backup time. Okay, so this backup time can vary from short interval to greater interval. Okay, so such type of power supply which produces or which provides the output voltage for certain duration even though there is AC mains failure is called as uninterruptible power supply. Okay, so generally there are two types of uninterruptible power supply. One is called as online UPS and another is called as offline UPS. So these are the two types of the power supply. Okay, so let us study both of these. Okay, now, yes, what you can observe on the screen. What you can observe on the screen.
Offline UPS.
Offline UPS. Okay, offline UPS. That means it is not online, but it is offline. Now you can observe the block diagram of this offline power supply. Okay, so what it consists of? What it consists of? What it consists of? So AC mains is there, There is a circuit called as surge suppressor, which is applied to filter, and this filtered voltage is given to the load through a transfer switch. There is a transfer switch between these two circuits. This is the one circuit and this is another circuit. Okay. Now, here what happens is that whenever normal AC mains power supply is there, then your load is always powered by this AC mains supply. Okay. And at the same time, you can observe here, there is a battery. Okay, there is a battery and this battery is continuously charged from the AC mains power supply. Okay, so when MSCB AC mains is available, the load is powered by AC mains supply. At the same time, the AC mains is used to charge the battery. Okay, now what happens when AC main fails? When AC main fails, it fails means it becomes off due to some reason at the powerhouse. Okay, and when this AC main fails, this transfer switch circuit will automatically switch to this position. And now your load is connected. The load is connected to the battery, which is already charged by the AC mains. Okay. Output of this battery is always available in the DC form. But as for our load, we require AC voltage. Okay. There is a need of DC to AC converter. So DC to AC converter is generally called as inverter. So inverter is a circuit which converts DC into AC. It converts DC into AC. So charged battery always provides, this is a chemical battery, and this always provides the output voltage which is in the DC form, and that DC voltage must be converted into AC, and for that purpose a circuit is used which is called as a inverter. Okay, and now your load will run on this inverter. So there is certain amount of backup time for this inverter, isn't it? So you can use this as long as your battery is charged. Once the battery discharges, that will also become off. And therefore, there is a backup time for such type of power supply. Okay. So this is offline because the load is connected to MSCB directly. And when MSCB voltage fails, there is a switchover from MSCB voltage to the battery. Okay, so this time is called as a transfer time. There is a finite amount of time required to switch the load from AC mains to the battery. And this time, even though it is very, very small, of the order of 25 milliseconds, but that switchover time is there. And this type of power supply or UPS is called as offline power supply. So for momentarily, it will be off momentarily. But again, after 25 milliseconds, it will become on with the help of inverter. Okay. So such type of UPS is called as offline UPS. Offline UPS is not much costly and it can be used for the loads which are not critical. म्हणजे जिथं अगदी क्रिटिकल लोड नाहीये, म्हणजे जसं फॉर एक्झाम्पल दवाखान्यातलं ICU युनिट असतं, इंटेन्सिव्ह केअर युनिट. तिथे पण खूप इलेक्ट्रिकल इक्विपमेंट्स यूज केले जात असतात आणि ते कंटिन्युअसली ऑन असलेले पाहिजे असतात. तिथे ऑफ होऊन चालत नाही, कारण त्याच्यामुळे पेशंटला धोका होऊ शकतो. त्यामुळे तिथे काय असतं, अशा प्रकारचा युपीएस नाही वापरला जात तिथे. तिथे मात्र ऑनलाईन युपीएस असतो. पण कम्प्युटरला तुम्ही ऑफलाईन युपीएस वापरू शकता. ओके, so this is called as a offline UPS. Now let us move to online UPS. Okay. Now if you observe the block diagram of online UPS, then what you can observe? AC mains is applied to rectifier. Rectifier is AC to DC converter. And this rectifier is used to charge the battery. And the output voltage from battery is given to inverter. And inverter is going to convert this DC voltage provided by battery into AC. And then it is applied to the load. Means continuously the voltage is applied to the load through the battery only. Okay, that means when AC mains fail, there is a continuous power supply provided to the load. There is no need of transfer, switching. There is no need of switching from AC mains to battery. It is continuously connected. It is already connected to the battery. And therefore, there is no transfer time. There is no question of transfer time in this type of power supply. And therefore, this is called as a online power supply, online UPS, or online uninterruptible power supply. So this type of power supply is particularly used for critical loads. Just I told you, intensive care unit is an example of that. Okay, and this type of UPS can also provide isolation between load and the AC mains. So this is also advantageous. But this type of system is costly as compared to the offline system, because as this battery is continuously on, it will require cooling systems, and therefore this is costly one. Okay, and here the continuously power is available, and double conversion is done every time, AC to DC and again back DC.